We all want attention. So why do we hate it when someone else openly seeks attention? We call them an attention seeker. We look down at them. We find them childish or stupid. But why do we feel that way? If we all crave attention in one way or another, why do we get mad when we see another attention seeker? Our endless desire for attention starts the moment we open our eyes to the world. As newborn babies, we declare our existence to the world by screaming and crying. For us at that age, getting attention means survival. We need other people to give us food, change our diapers, and provide all our other vital needs. That's why grown-ups see our literal cries for attention as natural. We have the right to scream our heads off whenever and wherever we want. We can scream at midnight, in the cinema during a movie, in the subway, on a flight, in the market, in queues, literally everywhere. We need attention. We need to be seen and heard, and we need it now. But as we start to grow, our untimely screams start to annoy grown-ups. We learn by observing their reactions which places are inappropriate to cry. We stop crying on the bus, at school, or during an important and boring meeting when we need to sit in a corner and wait for grown-up things to end. And finally, we come to an age where we find it impossible to even imagine ourselves screaming in a public place. Because as a society, we expect people to act in age-appropriate behaviors. We don't generally want to see a grown-up person acting like a baby or a teenager. However, as we grow, our desire for getting attention doesn't magically disappear into thin air. We still carry that little baby who wishes to freely scream and let everyone else just be an audience in its show, and tell the world it doesn't give a poop about their expectations and rules. So yeah, basically, our desire doesn't suddenly disappear as we grow. But while as a baby, our only weapons are our screams and cries, as we grow, we develop much more complex techniques to express that feeling. So as we grow, our methods for getting attention also evolve with us and gets more advanced. We start using words, then we learn how to lie with those words, how to make jokes, how to use curse words, offend people, flatter people, or when to stop talking and be mysterious. We learn all sorts of subtle techniques to grab attention, and as we get to higher levels of this art form, we simply can't stand when we see someone who's still using primitive techniques to get attention, like crying like a baby. No, we expect a mature person to hide that childish desire as much as possible and use more sneaky, smart, and invisible techniques to get the attention they want. Otherwise, it is just intolerable. So, we are basically ashamed of our inner baby. But while we are so ashamed of it and try to cover it up as much as we can, we don't think enough about how this childish desire might actually be a very fundamental element for our society to work properly. Because when you look at it, if we didn't have an innate desire to be seen, heard, understood, appreciated, we wouldn't even bother to leave the house. We wouldn't need a relationship or friendships. We wouldn't want a well-respected job, because who cares? We wouldn't probably even bother living in the streets, eating from garbage cans. So we can see how it's actually important, having a need for attention. But even if we understand how natural it is to seek attention, we'll probably still worry about being seen as an attention seeker in our daily lives. But do you know who doesn't worry about being seen as an attention seeker? Artists. And surprisingly, we as a society don't get annoyed by them either. We see their need for attention just as naturally as we see a baby's. No one asks a writer, "Why is this book full of your ideas? Why you want everyone to care about your emotions, your problems, your thoughts? Are you an attention seeker?" No, we don't do that. But while we are seeing artists as a separate race with special rights, in our daily lives, we don't see ourselves as having the same rights. We mostly try to fit in, not stick out too much, not be too weird, and dull the edges of our unique traits without even discovering them. We could be living in a world where each person could view their life as a creative journey. Instead, we choose to get stuck in some norms due to the judgmental spirit of the world we live in. We should realize that every creative act carries a dying need for attention underneath it. And maybe if we all stop being ashamed of this desire and accept its existence openly, both in ourselves and everyone else, we can create a world where we can freely discover our differences without being labeled as an attention seeker. A world where everyone can live a creative life.